I call this meeting of the Northeast Independent School District to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. The board will now adjourn into executive session pursuant to the following sections of the Texas Open Meetings Act. Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, private consultation with the board's attorney. 551.072, discussing purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. 551.074, to discuss personnel or to hear complaints against personnel, and the time is 5:30. The board will now reconvene into open session, and the time is 6:45. I apologize for the delay. On behalf of the trustees, I would like to welcome you to this evening's meeting of the Northeast Independent School Board. This is a business meeting of the board held in public. We appreciate your attendance and request your respectful attention. We welcome your comments during the Matters from the Floor section of the agenda. If you signed up to address a specific action agenda item, you will be called at that time. Finally, I would like to remind you that it is the mission of Northeast to challenge and encourage each student to achieve and demonstrate academic excellence, technical skills, and responsible citizenship. And I would like to welcome Dr. Micah to the dais with us. Congratulations on being interim, and we look forward to working with you. And would you like to say a few words?
Yeah. Thank you, President Grona. Just in brief, thank you to the Board of Trustees for this opportunity. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to working with you all in the coming months and working for the community and the students of Northeast Independent School District. I also want to thank the executive staff. Thank you so much for helping with this transition. It has truly been a very smooth one, to Marie and Peggy as well. They're a great team to work with. They've done some amazing things for me and with me already. I also want to thank Dr. Gotardi. He was a great mentor to me. During this transitional period, he worked, and I worked with him very closely to make certain that we continued the great things that the Northeast Independent School District is doing. I also want to thank my wife and my kids, because I will tell you, and I told the board, I've never gotten anywhere on my own, and if it weren't for my family's support, I certainly wouldn't have been here tonight. So last but not least, I want to thank my people over at Harris Middle School, because that's when I came back to Northeast. That's where I was, and I will tell you that staff and that community were instrumental in helping me get here tonight. So I want to thank them as well. Thank you, President Grona.
Congratulations. Okay, item 5, Invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. A, Eisenhower Middle School, Mr. Smith. There you are.
Good evening, Madam President, board members, Dr. Micah, executive staff, and guests. It is my pleasure to introduce to you two amazing students from Eisenhower Middle School. First is Isabella Crudup. She will be providing the invocation in English and Spanish. Isabella's guests this evening are her mother and father, Vivian and Eric, sitting right back there, and also brother Wyatt, who is also a student, a sophomore at Churchill. Isabella started at Northeast ISD as a kindergartner in 2010 in the dual language program at Colonial Hills Elementary School. Before starting the dual language program in kindergarten, Isabella attended a dual language preschool program. And in 5th grade, she received the Presidential Award for Educational Excellence. Isabella is now a current 8th grader at Eisenhower Middle School. This year, she will graduate from the dual language program at Eisenhower Middle School, and Isabella will be entering her high school with her high school foreign language requirements fulfilled, and in addition, upon successfully passing the Spanish AP test, which she just took a week or two ago, she enters her first year into high school with college credit already for foreign language.
Congratulations.
Isabella has been recognized for outstanding achievement in all her core subjects, earning honor roll recognition for maintaining straight A's all 3 years. She has also received the 5-Star General's Award. She scored in the 100th percentile on her STAR test the past 2 years. Isabella is a Duke Tips Scholar, and she qualified with her ACT score to participate in the Duke Tips Summer Program. Isabella is also a proud member of our National Junior Honor Society. Induction was just a couple weeks ago. When not in school, what does she do? All right. Well, Isabella is dedicated to ballet. She is a member of San Antonio Ballet Youth and has danced in productions of The Nutcracker, Cinderella, and Blanca Flor. Last summer, she was awarded a merit scholarship to dance with Joffrey Ballet and was offered the same opportunity this summer in addition to being invited to dance with Ballet Austin. So that is just one of our awesome students. And let me introduce you to our second one real quick. The leading the pledge this evening is Rudolph Jass. His family and friends know him as Trace. And Trace guests are his mother and father, Maureen and J.J. Jass, right here present. Trace attended Hebner Elementary School from 2012 to 2017. He won the bike rodeo 6 consecutive years.
Oh, wow.
And placed 4th in the San Antonio citywide competition in 2017. In his 5th grade year, he was on the safety patrol as well as the designated class speaker for Hebner graduation. Trace is now a current 7th grader at Eisenhower Middle School, and he has been inducted into the National Junior Honor Society just a week or so ago. Maintaining all AB honor roll for the past 2 years, Trace is a member of the Honors Band and plays the trumpet. He also has been accepted into the Peer Acceptance Leadership Program, our PALS program. Trace was on the A team for basketball, played golf, tennis, track, and yes, soccer, in addition to being the manager for the football team. Trace's off-campus activities involve soccer and swimming. He has earned over 456 hours of volunteer time,
Oh, wow.
earning the Presidential Volunteer Service Award at the gold level for the past 3 years. These volunteer hours include fostering dogs, Boy Scout service projects, school campus beautification projects, clothing drives, bake sales, book fairs, etc. And as a former Cub Scout, Trace earned the Arrow of Light Award, which is the highest award a Scout can earn. He is currently a tenderfoot with Boy Scouts Troop 285 and with goal of achieving the rank of Eagle Scout in Boy Scouts, and I have no doubt that he will achieve that also. So with no further ado, I'm going to have Isabella come up and do the invocation.
Thank you, Principal Smith, for choosing me for this honor and all your support for the dual language program. Thank you to the Board of Trustees and the Superintendent for letting me speak tonight and for all they do for the students. We seek blessings on the tasks before us. Bless our efforts with clear insight, our deliberations with wisdom, our work with clarity and accuracy, and our decisions with impartiality. Gracias a Director Smith por escogerme para este honor y por todo su apoyo por el programa dual. Gracias a la Junta Directiva y al Superintendente por dejarme hablar esta noche y por todos que hacen por los estudiantes. Buscamos bendiciones en nuestras tareas. Bendice nuestro esfuerzo con una visión clara, nuestras deliberaciones con sabiduría, nuestro trabajo con claridad y precisión, y nuestras decisiones con imparcialidad.
Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Thank you.
Isabella and Rudolph, would you please come forward? We have certificates for you, and you are 2 amazing students from Eisenhower. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments. Mrs. Huey has your certificates, and then we're going to want to take a picture, please. I'm sorry, I should have called you Trace. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here, but you are welcome to leave. I know you have a lot to do. Yes, Boy Scouts and whatever, ballet probably. Thank you again, appreciate it. Item 6, matters from executive session. A, personnel including but not limited to administrative appointments pursuant to Government Code Section 551.074. 1, possible action regarding routine personnel including but not limited to administrative appointments, no action. Item 2, possible action regarding proposed recommendation for non-renewal of Chapter 21 term contract employees, no action. Item 3, possible action regarding proposed recommendation for non-renewal of probationary contract employees. Do I have a motion?
I move to, I'm sorry, get everything arranged here. I move to non-renew the Chapter 21 probationary contract employees as discussed in closed session.
I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. Item 4, introductions. Dr. Micah. Oh.
Excuse me, clarification, please. She said for the Chapter 21,
Oh, it was the non-renewal of the probationary contract employees. Yeah, it was item, yes, just the probationary, not the, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Item 4, introductions. Dr. Micah.
Thank you, President Grona. We have a new Director for Instructional Technology, Christine Ramsey. Christine joined the Northeast family in 2004. Prior to being named Director for Instructional Technology, she was the Assistant Director, Cluster C, for Instructional Technology. Ms. Ramsey received a bachelor's degree in biology in 1997 from the University of Texas at San Antonio. She also earned a master's degree in instructional technology in 2004 from Texas A&M University, Kingsville. Ms. Ramsey has 18 years in education. Congratulations. We also have the assistant principal for our pre-K academy at West Avenue, Jessica Riley. Jessica joined the Northeast family from 2008 through 2015 and returned back home to Northeast ISD in 2017. Prior to being named an assistant principal at the Pre-K Academy at West Avenue, she was an instructional coach at Jackson Keller Elementary School. Ms. Riley received a bachelor's degree in management in 2004 from Midwestern State University. She also earned a master's degree in educational administration in 2015 from Concordia University. Ms. Riley has 10 years in education. Congratulations. That concludes our introductions, Ms. Grona.
Thank you. Item B, possible action on the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property pursuant to Government Code Section 551.072, no action. C, possible action regarding consultation with board's attorney pursuant to Government Code Section 551.071, pending and or possible litigation, no action. Item 7, recognitions. A, DEIC Outstanding Service. Dr. Newman.
Thank you, President Grona, members of the board, Dr. Micah, executive staff, and guests. Every year, we have a wonderful District Educational Improvement Council group who comes together to discuss items such as our district improvement plan, as well as dropout recovery, and this year was no exception. These folks do serve limited terms, and we have a number of our members who have served their terms, and the work that was done was incredible. The conversations that were had, the questions that were asked, I think, really resulted in a quality district improvement plan. And at this time, I would like to provide these folks with recognition. So if you would please come up as I call your name to accept your certificate of appreciation. Marie Flores. Charlotte Rowe. Jessica Riley. Dottie Griffith. Valerie Varela. Marie Danish. And if you could stay up here for a picture, please, that would be great. I'm so sorry. Rudy Jimenez. Charlotte Rowe, and Melissa Gallion, who was our chairperson. These folks did an amazing job, and thank you very much.
Thank you all again. Item B, NEISD Student Volunteer of the Year, Ms. Chancellor.
Ms. Grona, Dr. Micah, board members, executive staff, and guests, I'd actually like to ask Brooke Pate to come up to the podium. She's our volunteer resource manager. She has more on this amazing student.
Hi, good evening. I'm here to present the NEISD Student Volunteer of the Year on behalf of the volunteer program. In March, each of our high schools nominated a Student Volunteer of the Year. The volunteer office reviewed each campus nomination, and the top 4 students were interviewed. The individual district winner is selected not only for their contribution to the community, but also for their leadership that they provide to their campus and to other students. The recipient of this year's NEISD Student Volunteer of the Year award exemplifies the NEISD way. Hannah Crocker is a senior at Reagan High School. While attending Reagan, Hannah has been involved with the Children's Association for Maximum Potential, also known as CAMP, NEISD Special Olympics, the Down Syndrome Association, Special Reach, as well as heading the board of a nonprofit, Artful Start, which offers art to children of all abilities. Hannah discovered her passion for the special needs community by volunteering with CAMP. Hannah has been a summer counselor at CAMP the last 3 years, where she has earned over 1,000 volunteer hours helping campers who have special needs. On her nomination form, Hannah wrote, "I continue to volunteer with the special needs community because I'm able to build relationships that foster a level of compassion and acceptance that I didn't know was possible." Hannah feels that it's important to spread the message of inclusion and empowerment. Hannah's volunteer experience has provided her opportunities that have shaped her life. She plans on attending the University of Texas at Austin in the fall, where she'll major in special education so that she can continue to be an advocate for the special needs community. She's here tonight with her mother, Amber, and her father, Trey. Her mother's actually a teacher at Tejeda, I just learned tonight.
An awesome teacher, by the way. My children had her.
She did mention that. It's my honor to present this year's Student Volunteer of the Year from Reagan High School, Hannah Crocker.
Sorry. Okay. All right, congratulations again. Item C, soccer state finalist, Dr. Newman.
Thank you, President Grona, members of the board, Dr. Micah, executive staff and guests. At this time, I'd like to ask Karen Funk, our executive director for athletics, to approach the podium and introduce our soccer players.
This is Reagan High.
I'll let parents come in the room for just a second.
Is it Leigh? I do? Okay.
There's a chair right here. Madam President, members of the board, executive staff, and guests, tonight I want to introduce the Leigh Boys State Silver Medalist team. They've had 2 years of unbelievable play, culminating in this season in the finals of the state tournament. Last year, they lost to Reagan High School in the regional tournament, and the looks on their faces and the racking sobs of defeat was, oh, it made my heart hurt. This year, the only goal was to reach Georgetown and win a state championship. They fell short by 1 game. Their tough tournaments early in the year forced Leigh to execute playoff-like soccer early in the season, so they've been playing tough all year long. After starting the season 1-2 for a team bound to go somewhere, then the Vols went on a 25-game undefeated streak. In district play, they were 13-0-1. Their season record total was 26-3-1. They scored 99 goals and only allowed 24 goals in 30 games. In the playoffs, Leigh scored 22 to their opponent's 4 as they beat some pretty tough contenders: O'Connor, Westlake, Lake Travis, Laredo Alexander, Reagan again, College Park, and the state final game was against Flower Mound, and the end of double overtime was 0-0. Neither team scored in the 100 minutes of play, and it was 100 minutes of play, until penalty kicks began, with Leigh coming up short 4-1 and the official score being 0-1. This is the best run in the school history. The last time Leigh soccer made it to the state tournament was in 1997, and they were eliminated in the state semifinal game. The 2019 Vols will go down in school history as the best soccer team at Leigh until at least next year. They are only, it's a rowdy crowd. They are only graduating 4 seniors, and they'll come back with 8 returning starters on the 2020 Vols team, and they should have a good chance at making that happen again. I'd like to, at this moment, take an opportunity to introduce Coach David Rogers, if you'll come this way. His career record is 379 wins, 105 losses, and 49 ties. He's done an incredible job in his time while he's been at Leigh, and tonight he's going to introduce his players to you. Coach Rogers.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, first of all. I'd like to thank Karen Funk and Danny Cloza, Nicole Franco, and our staff, Dr. Wolfsburg, for supporting us all year long. I feel like this Leigh community has definitely backed our soccer program. It's been unbelievable. Definitely a first-class group. First up, introduce our player, Juan Arguello, goalkeeper. Double zero, Joey Butrani. First team All-State and Express News player, super team. Number 2, academic All-District Alberto Mendoza, and second team All-District defender. Number 3, captain academic All-State Theo Gunner. He's also first team All-State and Express News super team, and going to the Air Force to go play soccer. Number 4, Juan Ayala, academic All-State defender. Number 5, Samuel Rodriguez, academic All-State midfielder. Number 6, he was an All-American, a captain, Andrew Erickson. He was also our district MVP. Number 7, senior captain, Antonio Loyola. Number 8, senior captain Brooke Williams. Academic All-State and first team All-District. Number 9, academic All-State Francisco Segura. He was named to the UIL All-Tourney team and came back wonderfully after an ACL tear. So proud of him. Number 10, Express News Player of the Year, Wilmar Aguilar. He was also named an All-American. That's only 125 boys in the nation, and Andrew and Wilmar received that. Number 11, Jonathan Facio, midfielder and honorable mention. Number 12, freshman Davis Kelly. Number 13, academic All-State Vicente Castro. Number 14, academic All-State Ben Weiss, and also honorable mention. Freshman Gio Giovanni. Rafi Samuda, defender, junior. Number 19, Hugo Ceros. Also academic All-State, and so is Rafi. Number 20, Efrain Cortez, midfielder. Number 23, Henry Boland. He also made the All-State team. Next, academic All-State, Carlos Otterbach. One of our great managers, Jair Avalos. He said I wouldn't say it, so I will. The legend, Omar Noor. Best manager at Leigh, period. And I'd also like to introduce my assistant coach, Jason Perez. And one of the best trainers I've been around, Josh Cross. This is your 2019 state runner-ups. Sure.
Every parent get one?
We got the most of them right.
I think so.
Item D, San Antonio Mayor's Cyber Cup Best Middle School Team. Dr. Newman.
Thank you, President Grona. At this time, I would like to ask Ben Peterson, our Senior Director for Career and Technology Education, to address this agenda item.
Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Micah, and executive staff, Cyberpatriot is a national youth cyber education program created by the Air Force Association to inspire students toward careers in cybersecurity or other STEM disciplines. In many instances, the careers that these students are gearing up for do not even exist yet. These careers are what allow us to make online purchases, conduct online banking, and even keep an online grade book for our teachers. Obviously, our lives are very web connected, and we trust each day that somebody is out there keeping our information protected. The people that conduct this work are often unsung heroes. They protect us as virtual guardian angels. Through Cyberpatriot competition, these students compete in a virtual position where they are tasked with finding and fixing cybersecurity vulnerabilities while maintaining critical services for a small company. Through these competitions, the students enhance not only their technical skills, but their communication, teamwork, problem solving, and critical thinking skills, each of which is a skill that all industries are begging for our students to come to them with upon graduation. Last month, the mayor of San Antonio hosted a luncheon celebrating the 317 local middle school and high school Cyberpatriot teams that have participated in competition this year. This shows just how great our region is doing in meeting the nation's call to cybersecurity. During this luncheon, NEISD was a strong presence amongst all 317 teams. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to the students and teachers that are not only doing this work, but leading the way. Our teachers will tell you more about the accomplishments of each of the 4 teams that are being recognized today. First, I'd like to introduce you to Kayla Griffin. She is a CTE teacher at the Kruger School of Applied Technologies, KSAT, at Kruger Middle School. Ms. Griffin has done a tremendous job of taking a middle school team and quickly taking them to the top. Here is Ms. Griffin, and she will introduce her team, the Code Breakers.
Is that you? Is this Thomas? Yeah. We're going to let David do
Well,
it because his son's in it.
The Code Breakers came up with their name when they were 6th graders, so they started learning about cybersecurity the same time that I did. And this year they were voted the best middle school team based on their score for here in San Antonio. If we went to nationals, they were ranked 54, so I still think that's very amazing for
Yes.
them. They are 8th graders, so they're leaving me, and I'll be passing a lot of them on to Josh Beck. The first one is Thomas Byer. Omar Gonzalez, he could not be with us this evening. Ben Martin. Emilio Viena Velasquez. Logan Wilson. And Cole McBride.
Picture time. I'll just scoot up. Photobombing Brett's picture. Congratulations. Item E, Mayor's Cyber Cup runner-up Open Division Team 11-3156.
Thank you, President Grona. Mr. Peterson will
Oh,
do these
sorry.
introductions as
Okay.
well.
Thank you. These middle school students that we just saw have done a tremendous job. Now I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Josh Beck. Mr. Beck is a CTE teacher at the Engineering and Technology Academy at Roosevelt High School. Mr. Beck coaches a small legion of students that love to compete. 3 of his teams from Roosevelt High School were honored at the Mayor's Luncheon. Here's Mr. Beck to introduce his students.
Okay, thank you. I have the honor to introduce this team who finished second this year in San Antonio's Mayor's Cup out of over 300, well, it was about 317 teams competing. Here's the amazing thing about this group. 5 of the 6 students are freshmen this year. Not, Chandra back there, who's a junior. She's equally awesome, okay? So here we go in order. Paul Bazzani. Chandra Levy. Julian Pena.
Is that the Mayor's Cup, I guess? Is that the Mayor's Cup he's getting? Looks like a vase. Yeah, don't drop the cup.
Remy Place.
That's cool. I like that. Looks like a vase.
Francisco Rodriguez. And Rose Schnabel.
Picture time. Oh my gosh. Can't take you anywhere. Do we have parents that want to, yeah, so I need to wait. Item F, Mayor's Cyber Cup winner, first place, Open Division, Dr. Newman.
Thank you again, President Grona. Again, I'll turn this over to Mr. Peterson.
Thank you. And again, I will turn this over to Mr. Beck.
Okay, so this next team that I have the honor to introduce are the current reigning Mayor's Cup champions. In the Open Division nationally, out of over 4,200 teams, they finished 16th nationally, first in the city. And you'll notice they're wearing leather jackets that are awarded through the San Antonio's Mayor's Cup. We worked a long time to take that first place spot and get those leather jackets. Each one of these students has also received a $1,000 scholarship from Northrop Grumman. And they'll be working their next 4 years through college as entry-level cybersecurity analysts with Booz Allen Hamilton. Booz Allen will also pay to have these students cleared for their top secret government clearance. All right, so in order, this is an
Amazing.
impressive group. This is quite an accomplishment. I will miss you guys, all right? This is a group of seniors that I will miss, okay? So here we go. First of all, Jacob Bouchamp.
Yeah. Do not. drop
Zachary
the ball.
Bernstein.
Congratulations. Look at those jackets. That is so cool.
Carter Cook.
Congratulations.
Price Hiller. Hannah Hughes.
Good girl.
And Truett Milliken.
Yeah. Congratulations again. Yeah, the jackets are awesome. Very sharp looking.
Thank you, guys.
I love it. Item G, Mayor's Cyber Cup Best Service Division Team. Dr. Newman.
Thank you, President Grona. At this time, I've got Colonel Henson down for that one. Mr. Peterson, I'm not quite sure who's doing the introduction.
No problem, either or.
Thank you. Colonel?
Madam President, this is a partnership. It is.
Okay. It's a team effort.
Absolutely.
Go team.
Absolutely. They're our kids.
They
They're not
are.
just mine or his. They're our kids. Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Micah, executive staff, parents, without you, we have no reason for being here, and we thank you for your product. At this time, we get to reintroduce to you the third place national champions in the all-service Cyberpatriot competition. Also, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, the Cyber Network,
Cisco networking.
Cisco network system. But when we embarked on this program some 10 years ago, and we're just now finishing year 11 of Cyberpatriot, it is sponsored by the Air Force Association, and it was to recognize and to fill a need. As you heard, the young men and lady with the open division has internships, has scholarships available, and we want to capitalize on that as much as possible. Those are measurable outcomes, and that's really what we're after. And this field is in need of so many people that these are current and relevant jobs for the future. So let me introduce Mr. Josh Beck, on which he is a mentor for our JROTC team, and I will comment just a little bit about those leather jackets. I always wanted a leather jacket, but I was in the wrong service. Because the Air Force Association, if you weren't a rated pilot, you really just didn't count for a lot. So it's recognition for those people on the very top rung of the ladder, and that's what we have here. Josh?
So this year's all-service team, y'all saw me about a month ago. We went to Baltimore, Maryland. They finished third place overall, and they are the current reigning Cisco networking champions. So here we go. In order, we have Tristan Leigh. Miss Samantha Peace. Harrison Lewis. Fardeen Bamani. And Jacob Rahimi.
Robert. It's not listening to me. Okay, because I wanted to say that. Okay. And I just want to mention that those students got to have a photo opportunity with the governor. And Dr. Micah and I were able to go along with Colonel Henson and others, and it was an amazing opportunity for those students to get to have a photo opportunity and get to actually talk to the governor for about 15 minutes. So it was a great opportunity for them. Congratulations, they're out the door.
Shannon, can I say it?
Yes.
Have a comment? I just wanted to reiterate what's been said. I just got back from a conference on cybersecurity with the Office of Economic Adjustment, and this is just so much needed. It was just reiterated how many jobs are coming up and how there's not enough people to fill those jobs. So I'm just glad to see this happening in our school district or, wherever it's happening. So great job.
Yes. Item H, Ronald Reagan Unarmed Drill Team. Dr. Newman.
Thank you, President Grona. Again, I'll ask Colonel Henson to approach the podium and address this item.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Micah, executive staff, parents, and guests. We appreciate you being here to recognize the achievements of these youngsters. They have worked very hard. Long season starting back in August of 2018, and they just finished about a week ago. But we're here to recognize them as the national runner-up All-Army champion, where we competed in Richmond, Virginia about a month ago, and we wanted to make sure that we recognize them for their achievements. At this time, I would like to call forward Master Sergeant John T. Arena, who has guided these youngsters all year, and he's ready to recognize them.
Thank you.
Master Sergeant T. Arena.
Thank you, Dr. Micah, members of the board, Mr. Hasso, and parents and family of the team. I just wanted to say that the girls have worked exceptionally hard this year. This is actually a team that is back-to-back national runner-up in this event. This team had to do it with a lot less experience than last year's team. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and start calling them up. The team commander is Cadet Major Marla Gonzalez. Cadet Captain Addie Piatz is the executive officer. Cadet Sergeant First Class Sarah Rosenheim. Cadet Staff Sergeant Haley Bannister, Cadet First Sergeant Vivian Chan. Cadet Staff Sergeant Haley Bannister. Cadet Staff Sergeant Kelly Bass. Cadet Staff Sergeant Sidney Virgil. Cadet Corporal Alexandria Fisher. Cadet Corporal Renee Garza. Cadet Corporal Maria Perazzo. Cadet Corporal Darian Ruffin. And Cadet Corporal Abigail Skelton.
Get back in line for pictures, Tony. Don't leave yet. Congratulations again. She should have just stayed over there. Item I, Theodore Roosevelt Armed Drill Team. Dr. Newman.
Thank you, President Grona. Again, Colonel Henson will address this item.
Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Micah, Ms. Williams, and I just want to comment. We're going to have to come back at you and ask for some help for mentors, some adult mentors at KSAT there at Kruger, because they feed right into us. So, we are here tonight to recognize the third place national champions in the Armed Division of the All-Army Drill Team Championships.
Mm-hmm.
Their coach and mentor is rather divided. They have Master Sergeant Johnson, who is a wonderful role model, but she choreographs everything. And then we have the structure people, Command Sergeant Major Ansley Harris and Lieutenant Colonel Robert Fouts, who I'm going to call forward to introduce these people, to keep these guys in line. So, without further ado, Colonel Fouts.
All right. Good evening, and thank you, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Micah, executive staff, and parents. Who are my Rough Rider parents in here? Oh, yeah, there we go. Rough Rider parents, God bless you, love you. And can't leave out Colonel Henson, who's done so much for us. And our newer principal, who's not been with us a long time, but has made tremendous impact, Mr. Norwood. Are you back here? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. The San Juan Guard Rough Rider Armed Drill Team has been working hard throughout the year. It's a team that consists of 17 cadets. 7 of them are seniors. 10 of them will be returning cadets. They practice all year, all summer, all year. It doesn't stop. They just got back from Daytona, and now they're getting ready for next year again. It never ends. They've gone through several competitions this year. They placed first in Northeast Independent School District of our drill teams. They were They were the second place for the runner-up in the 5th Brigade, which 5th Brigade is the 8-state region, and the 8-state region drill team. And then they went to Richmond, Virginia, which this was the first year we got to go to the Army Championship in Richmond. Normally it's in Kentucky, so it was wonderful to go to a new venue and compete in Richmond, and the team there came in 3rd place. Nevertheless, let me introduce the team to you. The San Juan Guard drill team commander, the awesome cadet, our battalion XO, Cadet Major David Rodriguez, who's a senior. Behind him is Cadet Captain Zane Summers, who's also a senior. Cadet Captain Joel Lopez, senior. Cadet Captain Giovanni Soto, senior. Cadet First Lieutenant Brian Lemus, senior. Cadet Second Lieutenant Zachary Kane, senior. We got one more senior on the team, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Darius Brown. Now we got a few juniors. Cadet Second Lieutenant Wesley Arnold. Cadet First Sergeant Jakuri Bolden. Cadet Sergeant First Class Eunice Patton. That wraps up our juniors, and we'll take it down to sophomores. Cadet Sergeant First Class Leroy Davila. Cadet Staff Sergeant Seth Moreno. Cadet Sergeant Nicholas Gakaba. Cadet Sergeant Ephraim Romero. All right, and our last three are our freshmen. Cadet Sergeant Francisco Rodriguez, who you saw up there. You saw Francisco with the Cyberpatriot team as well. And there's a link between us and our ATA in those teams. Cadet Corporal Yasmin Uden. Yasmin. And Cadet Private Caleb Harwood. Maybe go up there and get your picture. Mr. Norwood.
Don't be bashful, parents. Come on out and get that photo. Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Mm-hmm.
We do. Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah. Item J, State and National Visual Art Award. Dr. Newman.
Thank you, President Grona. I'd like to ask Julie Shore, our Executive Director for Fine Arts and Student Activities, to address this final group of student recognitions.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us. We're very honored that we get to announce these great students and their achievements. These visual arts students have earned the highest award possible at the state and national levels. For the National Scholastic Art Awards, the students were Gold Key winners at the national level for their originality, technical skill, and their emergence of personal vision and voice. They will receive their awards at Carnegie Hall in New York City this June. For the State Visual Art Scholastic Event students, they earned the highest medallions possible statewide, so we're very proud of them. I would like to take this chance to introduce you to these very talented visual arts students. We would love to clap crazily when we announce all the students, that way we can go through the list. We have quite a few amazing kiddos to announce. Piper Bangs, Northeast School of the Arts. Sarah Borland, Northeast School of the Arts. Ben Boland, International School of Americas. Fallon Cardenas, MacArthur High School. Mauricio Cardenas, International School of the Americas. Elijah Chapman, Reagan High School. Alex De La Rosa, Madison High School. Edie Dowling, MacArthur High School. Lillian Estevez, Johnson High School. Rosie Gansky, Reagan High School. Sophie Headley, International School of the Americas. Ashley Olguin, Engineering and Technologies Academy. Isabella Holzberger, Reagan High School. Jane Kamada, Leigh High School. Rachel Kamada, International School of the Americas. Megan Kurtz, Reagan High School. Mai Lee, MacArthur High School. Anaya Lee, Northeast School of the Arts. Lexi Lenonen, International School of the Americas. Angel Macy, Churchill High School. Ryan Marsh, Churchill High School. Kendi Mendez, Design and Technology Academy. Madison Mesa, Northeast School of the Arts. PC Ninmu Mu Inpet, Reagan High School. Aaliyah Ortiz, Northeast School of the Arts. Aislinn Pius, MacArthur High School. Xander Palacios, Madison High School. Caitlin Powell, Northeast School of the Arts. Salma Kadir, Johnson High School. Alexis Rodriguez, MacArthur High School. Alejandra Torres Gomez, Reagan High School. Nanesco Watson, Northeast School of the Arts. Parker Worley, International School of the Americas. Brooke Yates, Churchill High School. I would also like to recognize the wonderful people who help these students achieve their greatness. They're very talented teachers. If you could please come up at this time, all of our art teachers. We're going to get in real tight for a picture, so please get in close to one another. Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you, sir. Almost done, almost done. Thank you for your patience, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Did you really? Hilarious. Congratulations again to all the students. That's amazing. You have time, don't worry. I know. He's totally checked out from the meeting. Welcome to the big chair. It would have been funny. Wow, I know how to clear a boardroom. There will be a prize at the end of the meeting if you're still here. No. Executive staff, you don't count. You have to be here. You. He reminds me of Scheffler sitting in that corner leaning against. Oh wait, you weren't here when Scheffler. No, I was. Okay. All right. Thank you all for your patience. I was waiting to close the doors so I could hear better. Item 8, comments from individual board members. A, state board rule on board member continuing education announcement of credit. So each year we have to complete so many hours of training, continuing ed training. So I would like for the minutes to reflect that board members Shannon Grona, Tony Hasso, Sandy Huey, Joseph Trevino, Terry Williams, and Sandy Winkley have met or exceeded the required continuing education hours, and board member David Byer, who was appointed to the board on January 30, 2019, has completed all new board member training required in the first 90 days of election or appointment. All required training from this day forward is required in the first year of election or appointment. It says approval, but it's just a report, right? Okay, all right, so that doesn't require any action. So, item 9, board business. A, possible action regarding 2019 advocacy resolution. Okay, that's me again. So each year, we present items that we would like to be included in the legislative agendas for, and we provide this information to TASB. We have had, where's Deb? Will you come forward, please? I just feel better if you're standing at the podium when I have to talk about this stuff, because you're such my go-to when it comes to this. Would you like to talk about it? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
I'd be happy to.
We have, we need to resubmit a resolution, correct? And we need to determine, we can or cannot submit a resolution. And we need to determine what items, if we want to do a resolution, can be submitted. In the past, we have done the background checks.
Yes, would you like for me to
I would.
remind you what
Yes,
you've done in the past?
that would be awesome.
So for 2018, you submitted 3 resolutions to TASB for consideration, and they were all accepted. One was the background checks, as you mentioned. That has been a multi-year submission. I will tell you that there are bills that are moving through the legislative process related to this. So there has been some success as far as legislation being filed. However, while bills are moving, nothing has passed yet or is far along in the process, to my comfort, to tell you that the issue has been taken care of.
Okay.
So I would suggest that you resubmit that resolution regarding background checks, and we can put a note in our description about the bills that are moving in the process. So should TASB review the resolution and the bills would have passed both chambers and signed into law, then they know that they can void it. The bills just aren't far enough along that I feel confident that it will get resolved this session. So that is one of the ones you've submitted in the past. This past, again, in 2018, we submitted one regarding a recapture study, asking the legislature to study recapture and the growth of recapture in the state of Texas. House Bill 3, both the House and the Senate versions are addressing recapture in some way to reduce it across the state. While it doesn't call for a study, they are making an attempt to address the growth of recapture. So I do feel confident that recapture in some way will be taken care of this session. So I would suggest you do not resubmit the recapture study resolution. The last one that you submitted for 2018 had to do with charter saturation and transparency. We are very happy to see several bills that were filed dealing with those issues, but I am not optimistic that anything is going to get over the finish line. A lot of things have died in calendars or just are not moving. They've crossed from the House to the Senate and just are not moving in the Senate. So I don't think that we're going to get that topic addressed this session. So I do recommend that you resubmit the resolution regarding charter saturation.
Okay. Is there anything else? Well, let me back up a minute. What is the deadline for this? Do you know, Ms.? Okay, sorry, I didn't see that date. For June 17th? Okay. So we don't necessarily have to approve what the resolutions we would want to be at this meeting. No. This is just kind of a talking through what would we like to submit, how, because then we can have you work on wording or whatever at a later. Okay. 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 And then, okay. So is there anything else that any board members would like to see us address? Or Deb, do you have anything that you think we should focus on?
I don't have anything to add tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like some time.
Okay. We'd like some time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
I'd be happy to draft it for you to review at your June board meeting. So through Marie, if you just give us the topics that you're interested in considering, then we can, Marie and I will work together to draft the narrative for the resolution submission.
Okay. Do you have any comments, Ms. Huey?
I just think that the way you're talking about presenting the resolution on the background checks and attaching those bills to it, I think that's a great idea, because I've seen the work that the Resolutions Committee does at TASB, and it really gets heavy duty. I really appreciate, too, resubmitting the charter one, the charter saturation, partly because of our resolution that became a big topic of discussion throughout TASB, and it's was picked up by other districts, too. So I think we did a really good thing there. And other people were aware of the issue. We put it into words, and so that got a lot of great attention and notice. I mean, people who weren't aware of the issue, it caught their attention. So that was great. So thanks.
And we certainly could attach the bills that died
Exactly.
as just a
Mhm.
reference point to TASB to show that bills have been filed related to this topic. They just weren't able to cross over, the finish line.
Yeah, I really like that idea. I think that's great. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll take some time, and board members, if you have something, we can submit it to Marie, and then we can she can pass it along to you, and then we can revisit this in June. Does that sound good? So we're just going to take no action on this tonight.
Great.
Thank you, Deb.
Thank you.
I appreciate you always helping me. All right, item 9, board business. Oh, wait, that was what we just did, I'm sorry. I'm not used to reading this, I'm used to doing all the recognitions. We're actually conducting business now. 10, new business for possible board action. A, board policy. 1, possible action regarding board policy FFAC local revised first reading. Mr. Villarreal.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Mike, executive staff, and guests. We bring to you tonight FFAC local first reading. We had brought to you all first and second reading back in December. And the only change that we're doing is we're eliminating certified employee to just employee, so that way we can have classified employees also be trained to give epinephrine.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions about this?
I have one question on, where does it say? Exceptions? On the, I guess, was that the proposed, under administering medication? I've got it on. Do I not? Under administering medications, under exceptions, the very first thing says certified employees. Does that need to change?
That's.
Or is that a separate?
That is what's changing.
That's what's
No,
changing.
I'm saying in another place you actually showed where you got rid of certified, but in that specific instance you did not
Is it-
remove certified.
Is it on, what page is it on?
It's on, well, page 18 on our, or 1 of 3, I'm sorry. 18 of the PDF.
Excuse me. Yes,
Yep.
I'm Maria
Yes.
Perez, Director
Hi.
of Health Services. No, that medication policy there is when the students leave campus with their certified teachers, and we're going to continue that.
Okay.
The other one is for KINS employees who are not certified, and the student is in the KINS program, and it stays till 6:30, I believe. We want those students and any adult there covered in the event that there's an anaphylactic reaction, and they can administer the EpiPen
Sure.
or the ABQ.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure that it wasn't something, because we were talking about
Right.
getting rid of the word certified everywhere, and
Yes.
that it
Yes, sir.
still showed up there, so.
They're separate.
Make
Thank
sure
you
we're good. Okay.
for asking.
That's it.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the first reading of the revisions to board policy FFAC local
So
as
moved.
submitted? Thank you, Mr. Hasso. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Winkley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. B, instruction and campus administration. 1, possible action regarding approval of employment contracts. Dr. Newman.
Thank you, President Grona, members of the board, Dr. Micah, executive staff, and guests. This time I'd like to ask Joel Trevino, our Executive Director for Human Resources, to address this item.
Good evening, Board President, board members, Dr. Micah, executive staff, and guests. The Texas Education Code allows for school districts to issue employment contracts In order for that to take place, it is required board approval. For that, as background information, salaries and benefits associated with employment contracts are budgeted on an annual basis and comprise approximately 85% of the district's budget. So at this point, I request that you consider this recommendation to approve employment contracts for employees in the district.
Okay. Did anybody have any questions regarding that? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the proposed recommendations for renewal of employment contracts?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Winkley. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Trevino. Item 2, possible action regarding 2019-2020 administrative training program. Dr. Newman.
Thank you again, President Grona, members of the board, Dr. Micah, executive staff and guests. I'd like to ask Joe Reasons, our Executive Director for School Administration, to address the administrative interns.
Thank you, Dr. Newman. Each year at this time, Ms. Jensen and now Dr. Oxley and I bring before you for your consideration the list of names of candidates who applied and were tentatively selected for the Northeast Administrative Training Program. This year, 32 individuals applied for our program. From the initial list of applicants, 20 were selected to be interviewed by the executive directors of school administration and 3 experienced principals from our district, including Marcus Alvarez from Wood Middle School, Brenda Shelton from Reagan High School, and Kelly Nungesser from Delview Elementary School. Our request is that you approve our recommendation for those listed in your exhibits for participation in the 2019-2020 Administrative Training Program. First, I would be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Reasons? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the applicants selected for the 2019-2020 Administrative Training Program as presented?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Winkley. Do I
I'll
have a
second.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hasso. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Reasons. Item C, consent. 1, business services. A, waiver of penalties and interest. B, donations. C, 50,000 purchases. 2, operations. A, resolution for sale of surplus real property. B, 2015 bond program, Montgomery Elementary School new gymnasium addition project bid award approval. C, 2015 bond program, campus folding accordion partition replacement project, 8 school sites bid award approval. D, 2015 bond JROTC rifle range facility improvements project, Johnson and Roosevelt High Schools bid award approval. E, 2016 hail damage program year 2 multiple facilities, 5 district sites, re-roofing and roof-related work project bid award approval. F, easement dedication for drainage, streets, utilities, and various service agreements at Madison High School for the Northeast Agri-Science Facility Addition Project. G, easement dedication for drainage, streets, utilities, and various service agreements for the Heroes Stadium Complex. H, professional services contracts, construction contracts, and related contract amendments supporting the 2015 bond design and construction requirements. 3, end of consent. Do I have a board member wishing to pull an item from consent? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve consent?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Byer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. Item 11, reports. A, financial statement review of expenditures March 2019. That's been provided for you. B, quarterly investment report. That's been provided for you. C, awarded bid report. That has been provided for you. Item 12, matters from the floor. The trustees welcome comments from members of the public during this time of the meeting. Generally, board members do not respond to public comments during the meeting, although members may request further information or a future agenda item on a matter raised during public comment. As explained fully in the board's written procedures for this time, the matters from the floor portion is a limited public forum. Accordingly, speakers may present on a topic related to district business for up to 3 minutes, but are not permitted to make 1, personal complaints about an individual staff or board member that should be raised using the district's grievance policies. 2, a personnel action. 3, a student disciplinary matter. 4, a complaint about a particular student. 5, or pending litigation. Any person who persists in speaking on these topics after being directed not to do so will lose the remainder of their time to speak and may lose their privilege of addressing the board at future meetings. We also welcome written comments at any time, either through email at board@neisd.net or by mail, care of the Superintendent's Office at 8961 Tesoro Drive, 6th floor, San Antonio, Texas, 78217. Ms. Huey.
Question. We have 2 people, and is that okay?
No, just one. I think only one can talk. Yeah. I guess ask them who's going to speak. I guess ask them which one's going to speak.
We have 2 people signed up on one, Jake and Sandy Deacon. Only one can speak. Would you like to select your speaker before you come forward?
Hello, I'm Jake. I'm here with my wife Sandy and our friend Christina. We have a student in Stone Oak Elementary.
Okay, yeah, would you please state your address?
Oh, my personal address?
Yes, please.
1438 Saddle Blanket, San Antonio, Texas, 78258.
Okay. And you can't say any names.
Okay. So we're the parents of students at Stone Oak Elementary. On Thursday, May 9th, my friend, she witnessed a very inappropriate contact between a school district employee and my son. Our children both innocently later told us that this type of contact that our friend witnessed was not only common, but may have progressed even further. What's concerning is that there was a similar incident in the past with the same individual that she witnessed my son with. So current district policy, as I understand it, requires that parents be notified of incidents and that the results of any subsequent investigation are given to that parent. This, as far as we know, did not occur. And we did not know about this incident until we saw my son, we brought this incident up to KINS. To KINS' credit, the KINS leadership has been very quick to handle the situation, and they've handled it very well, and we're very satisfied with how they've done it so far. They've removed the employee and assured us that existing procedures that they have in place already will be reinforced. Additionally, they said they would investigate the situation further to see why the first incident didn't trigger an appropriate response. I'm not here to blame anybody. I'm not here to point any fingers. I'm not here to say KINS or the school district failed. What I'm here to do is just make sure that this issue is brought to light, that you guys are aware of it, so that we can all hold each other accountable. I know that KINS is already doing what they're supposed to do, and I know that the school district has taken steps to already do what they're supposed to do. And I'm definitely very appreciative of that. I just want to make sure that you guys, everyone in this room is aware, so that we can make sure that our children are safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Supposedly number 2 is back. Okay. Yeah, but I think they're here, so call them. But again, only one can speak.
All right, and we have the same thing with someone else who signed up 2 names, Christina and Joseph. What's the last name?
McDowell.
McDowell? I'm sorry, it's not, so only one can speak?
They left.
Did they leave?
Okay, all right.
Okay. Christina Phelan?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Patsy Esterline?
Good evening, President Grona, board members, Dr. Micah, executive staff, and guests. My name is Patsy Esterline. My address is 6800 Park 10 Boulevard, Suite 123 North, San Antonio, Texas, 78213. I'm the president of the Northeast AFT. Tonight, I want to convey to you what topics our members are bringing to our attention. At the top of the list is discipline and student behavior. Teachers are saying that the good students are being pulled out of NEISD schools and enrolled in charter schools because of the lack of discipline in our public schools. Since every student and parent has access to the Student Code of Conduct, We don't understand why principals and their assistant principals aren't using it. It's written in black and white. There's no guessing involved. However, the information is often ignored. Allowing bad behavior to continue day in and day out seems to be the norm. When there is a charter school in almost every neighborhood, parents will try them for a safe, secure environment for their children. We know that 3% of students are the problem. The 3% need to be put through the system with due process, but they need to receive the consequences that their behavior warrants. Let's focus on the 97% of children that want to learn. Looking to the 2019-2020 school year, let's provide a safe, secure place at school for every child. For the behaviorally challenged, we should let our actions tell them that their antics will not be tolerated in any ISD. The second item is cell phones. According to any ISD policy, FNCE local, phones may be confiscated if they are used in violation of applicable campus rules. Most say that the phone should not be seen during the day. If they are pulled out, the teacher is supposed to confiscate it and turn it in to the administration. Parents are then required to come and pick up the phone. However, at any secondary campus between classes, you see students with earbuds listening to their music on their phones. Teachers are reporting that cell phones are distracting their students and interfering with the teacher's ability to teach. Once and for all, cell phones should not be seen during the school day. The third item is vaping. Secondary teachers are relating that students are vaping in the restrooms during passing periods. According to board policy FNCD legal, students are prohibited from smoking, using, or possessing e-cigarettes or tobacco products at school. These are items administration needs to review before the 2019-2020 school year begins. Now is the time to act. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Item 13, discussion and possible action regarding board members' requests for items to be placed on a future agenda and our request for reports from the administration. Does anyone have anything? Seeing none, item 14, adjournment, and the time is 8:18. Thank you very much for being here.